Pod, Chinese Pod. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese Pod, Chinese Pod.
Hello and welcome to Chinese Pod. We're coming to you from Shanghai, China. We bring you lessons in spoken Mandarin, and my name is Kai-En or Ken Carroll, and I'm joined by...
I'm Jenny or Zhu Qi.
Okay, good. Now, Jenny, could you tell us a couple of things? First, what level are we looking at here today?
We are having a newbie lesson.
A newbie lesson, okay. Now, that is for absolute beginners of the language. If you are at a more advanced level, you can go to ChinesePod.com and find something more suitable. Now, we have what I think is a kind of a fun lesson today, and we're talking about the concept of love.
Yes.
Yes, love. How do you say that in Chinese, please, Jenny?
I.
Now, there are 4 tones in Chinese. You may have picked up on the fact that that is the 4th tone. And we'll look at tones in some other lessons. But for now, take my word for it. It's the 4th tone. It's quite strong. It's I. And it means to love. Now, before we go through, we have 4 sentences for you. 4 simple sentences. And they build upon each other. Just to give you a little bit of background, basically the verb I, to love, is not used as commonly in Chinese as it is in English. Is that right, Jenny?
Exactly. In Chinese culture, we think I is something very serious.
Oh, yes.
And even embarrassing somehow. It's embarrassing to proclaim your love.
I think Chinese people are slightly more reserved about, using the verb. And I mean, from what I know, even like husbands and wives don't often, certainly not in public.
Yeah, that's true.
You wouldn't hear it very much. And even parents to children.
Like my parents have never said it to me.
Oh my gosh.
Since, I could remember things and I have not said it to them, even though we love each other rotten.
But of course you all know you love each other. So that's the verb I. We have 4 slightly unlikely sentences here. In other words, you're not going to go around China. We always try to choose high frequency language here. You're not going to go around China hearing people shouting out these 4 sentences. But I would say the reason we chose these 4 sentences is that if you can say them and if you can use them, you'll get a very warm, if not almost emotional response from people. So, plus they're just basic structures with, very simple basic structures. So,
and useful words.
So, with that, let's listen first time to the 4 sentences using the verb I, and then after that, we'll come back and then we'll break it down for you in more detail.
Sentence 1. 我爱中国我爱中国我爱中国 Sentence 2. 我爱中国人我爱中国人我爱中国人 Sentence 3. 我爱中国菜我爱中国菜我爱中国菜 Sentence 4. 我爱中文我爱中文我爱中文
Hey, Tom!
Oh, Tammy, how's it going?
Ni hao, ni hao. How's your Chinese coming along?
Well, I gave up.
真的吗? Chinese pod no longer?
Well, really, I was so busy, I didn't have the time.
Not the time? You don't have 90 seconds per day?
90 seconds?
Yes, 90 seconds. So you did not try Chinese Pod Recap? This app, you can insert your learning experience whenever you have even just a little window of time.
90 seconds are enough to go through bite-sized pieces and recap your lessons in Chinese Pod Recap, the app for busy learners that want to use little breaks to refresh what they learned. Chinese Pod Recap synchronizes to your phone so you have what's relevant for you available even if you have no internet connectivity, like on planes or in the deepest tunnels of the New York subway.
Okay, now you've got the sounds there, and you may or may not have pieced some of it together. No, have no fear, we'll do that for you now. Let's do the translations at this stage, please, Jenny.
我爱中国
I love China.
我爱中国
I love China.
我爱中国我爱中国人
I love Chinese people.
我爱中国人
I love Chinese people.
我爱中国人我爱中国菜
I love Chinese food.
我爱中国菜
I love Chinese food.
我爱中国菜我爱中文
I love the Chinese language.
我爱中文
I love Chinese.
我爱中文
All right, now, as I said, you're not very likely to sort of march around China hearing these sentences, but if you use them, you'll get a good reactions, particularly if you're like a newbie user and you're in a taxi
Yes.
or a store or a restaurant, or you meet some people and you're kind of conversing with them, you'll get a warm response.
It's like your platinum card.
Indeed. Now, so the structure here throughout these 4 sentences was what, Jenny? What was the structure?
我爱
All right, very simple. 2 syllables right there. 我爱. Now, 我 meaning I, and as we heard, I meaning love. Now, so the first sentence was 我爱. What was it? What I love what? What was it?
中国中国
Now, 中国 meaning China. Okay, let's hear that word again, please. China.
中国
Great. 中国. So, 我爱中国. I love China. Now, again, you're very unlikely to hear Chinese people come up to you and say, 我爱中国. But
very patriotic.
Yes, yeah. But you might want to say it. It's a very simple sentence, and it will get you a laugh, I'm sure, in most situations. It'll certainly warm things up. Now, if you really wanna suck up and you wanna be really nice, you could add one word to that, and you could say.
我爱中国人
Now, the first 4 words are the same. 我爱中国. But add at the end of it the word 人. And 人 means people. So the sentence is, I love Chinese people. So let's hear that one more time.
我爱中国人
Great. I love Chinese people. Now, you're getting on very well with your hosts right now. They're clapping and they're giving you food and all. Or the taxi driver saying, oh, there's no need to pay. You're such a great guest. Now, you really, really want to, and they take you to dinner or something, and you really want to sort of rub it in because you're doing well. And you might say,
我爱中国菜
now, this means, 菜, meaning the word food.
Yes.
Right? 菜 meaning cuisine or food. Dishes, right. So we have the same structure, 我爱中国, and then we add at the end, 菜, meaning Chinese food. Now, I'm just thinking, Jenny, if you were sitting among a group of, Chinese friends and you said, 我爱中国, they'd really warm up. If you said, 我爱中国人, they'd get really warm. But if you said, 我爱中国菜,
They take you to dinner.
they would take that as a suggestion that you're hungry. Right?
Yes. And they'll probably buy you bird's nest
Within
for
moments.
abalone.
Absolutely. You'd be whisked off to. So if you're not hungry or you don't want to seem like you're actually begging,
Yes.
wouldn't necessarily just blurt out, 我爱中国菜. I really love Chinese food because they'll definitely take it as an indication that you're hungry and you want to eat. But I think this indicates something of the nature of Chinese hospitality. They'll read between the lines. No matter what you say, you got to be really careful sometimes. No matter what you say, they'll read it as an invitation to help you more, do more for you. But anyway, now the last sentence has a slight variation on the pattern here. Let's just listen to that last sentence.
我爱中文
Now, 我爱, that's the same as in the previous 3 sentences, as in I love. And 中 is the same, 中 as before, but the last word is 文. And tell us something about that word, please, Jenny.
文 means text or literature.
Okay.
And it refers to language in this context.
Yes, okay. So you may have put it together, 中文 as in China, as in
The Chinese language.
The Chinese language, with connotations of literature and as opposed to just the speech, because there's another way to indicate that. So could we hear that last sentence one more time, please?
我爱中文
Okay, 中文. Now, you may have visited a famous website called 中文.com,
yes.
which is a friend of ours, Professor Rick Harbaugh, who put that together. And it's the same 中文, so that's how you say it. That refers to the Chinese language and literature. Good. I believe we could listen to those 4 sentences one time each, please.
Sentence 1. 我爱中国 Number 2. 我爱中国人 Number 3. 我爱中国菜 And Number 4. 我爱中文
Are you ready, Tom? What is going on here?
Well, I'm trying to practice these characters that you gave me.
Oh my god, all this on paper? Did you not download the Chinese Pod writing app?
Go to ChinesePod.com/app and check out the new Chinese Pod writing app. Practice writing Chinese characters wherever, whenever. The new writing app, only at ChinesePod.com. Save trees, get smart.
Okay. Well, very interesting. Lots of cultural nuance there in how the difference between how we use a verb to love in the Western world and in China. We hope that was useful. If you're visiting China, do go out and try to use them. It'll be fun. You'll get an interesting response. And
tell us about it on ChinesePod.com.
Tell us about it. Go to the blog, indeed, or to the comment section on the lesson. But for now, Jenny, I think it is time for us to go. I would remind you all, you can drill down, you can explore this language on ChinesePod.com and do a lot more in terms of acquiring the language and the patterns there. For now, however, Jenny, it is time for us to say 再见.
再见.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number 0221. So just go to www.chinesepod.com/0221 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/0221.
Chinese pod, Chinese pod.